JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So this is for the self-employed individual filing Schedule C that has no employees, that doesn't need to know why anything of what I'm getting ready to tell you. They just want to know how to fill out Form 3508S, which is the PPP Loan Forgiveness Application. So pull out that Form 3508S. I'm going to give you a link to it. You can hit pause. It's in the body of the video. Go to it, hold it up in front of you or put it on your desk or up on your screen and you can follow along. So I'm going to give you the no nonsense. So if you're saying, well, why this and why that? That's not what this video is, because this is for you to go, I'm just going to complete this thing. So your business name, look on Form Schedule C and see if you have a business name listed in Section C. That's Schedule C that goes with your individual tax return. If you have an address separate from your home, well, it's going to be listed on Schedule C where it says address. So if you have a separate address for your business, then that is what you would list on your Form 3508S. The NAICS code. Remember, you're not asking what that is. You just want to know what is the actual code for your business. Look on Schedule C that you file with the IRS. It'll be in Section B as in a boy. Then it wants to know what your EIN, Social Security number, etc. is. So if you have an EIN, an employer identification number, then go to your Schedule C, look in Section D as in dog, and if it is blank, then you're going to use your Social Security number where it asks for this number on that form. If you have an EIN, you have a number in Section D, then put that down. Phone number, contact, email, what is it? Then, did you get this in the first draw or second draw? Well, if you got it last year in 2020, that would be first draw. If you got it this year and it was the second time you got PPP, then that's your second draw. Now, for some, you may have gotten first and second draw this year in 2021, or if you're watching this in 2022, back in 21. Know this, that you have to fill out a separate application for draw 1 separately from draw 2. What is the SBA loan number? So when you got PPP and they gave you the money, you had to sign documents, otherwise you wouldn't have gotten the money. On the documents that you signed at that time that you got the money, you will find the SBA loan number. You might have to search for it. And then when it says what's the lender loan number, that will be a separate number, most likely, unless the loan is through the bank that's just somehow using the exact same SBA number, but that is rare. So you'll find that on that paperwork. If you struggle with that, then ask the bank, ask the person or the institution that gave you the money. What's your PPP loan amount? Well, it should just be what is on that document that you signed, but it's what you received. There was no amount shaved off the top. So the amount that you got is your PPP loan amount, same as what's in your loan documents. What is the disbursement date? Well, you may not find that in loan documents, but it would be the date that you got the money. Now, that may be just looking back on your bank statement, but it very well may be that you're looking at an email or you're looking at a document from when you got the disbursement. But best you can put the disbursement date, the date you got the money. Then they want to know if you had an increase and what the date of that was. So this is not talking about if you went and got a second draw. This is talking about that you went and got PPP, and then for whatever reason, they allowed you to increase the amount of that PPP, not a second draw. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is massively rare, so more of you this will not apply to. Then what are the employees at the application? 1, it's you. You're not technically employee, but nonetheless, just put the 1 down. The SBA made it clear. How many employees at the time of forgiveness? 1. What was the amount that you spent on payroll? Schedule C, line 31, divided by 12 times 2.5. That's it. It's a calculation. Line 31 of Schedule C divided by 12 times 2.5. That's it. That's your payroll. Why are you asking questions What do you mean it says payroll? Do I add payroll? It's a calculation for you. I'm going to note to you, though, that you get to use the higher amount from either your 2019 or 2020 Schedule C. So all you got to do is look at line 31 on your Schedule C that you file with your individual return. For 19, what'd you file with 20? What's the higher one? Then use that one. Divided by 12 times 2.5. Now, side note, there's a few of you, if you got PPP and you got it in March, April, or May of 2021, you may have been able to use the new calculation. It's very few of you. But if you use that calculation, which was line 7 of Schedule C, divided by 12 times 2.5, well, then that would be your calculation, because this is simply a calculation. Now, a note, whether you're using line 31 from 19 or 20, whether you're using line 7 from 19 or 20, I'm going to let you know there is a maximum, though, that you get to put on this line item, and that is $20,833. So when you do the calculation that I just told you, if it's more than $20,833, you're capped, and you have to put the maximum of $20,833. Why? Well, this video isn't about the why. I'll give you a link to another video if you'd like to know why, but that's the max calculation that you can put on that amount. And then what is the forgiveness requested? Well, typically the forgiveness requested amount would be the same as your PPP loan amount. Then there's going to be a couple of places for you to initial, assuming those are true. Then you're going to sign, and you're going to date it, and you're going to submit it. Now, if you're doing this online, it would follow this same information, whether it's at the bank or directly at the SBA. So with this, you shouldn't have to provide any documentation except fill out this paperwork. If the bank wants to get your payroll information, all you do is send them a Schedule C. In the body of this video, I'm going to give you a link to the instructions of Schedule C, as well as a link to the FAQs for the SBA that talk specifically about you, the self-employed, and that your payroll amount, that's the term that the SBA use, is simply the calculation of what I just told you. So it should be that simple. And you can go ahead and file for the PPP loan forgiveness at any time, whether it's for the first or the second. All right, hopefully that helped. Good luck to you. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. Check out my other videos. I do have more out there than just PPP. All right, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great one.